Welcome back, everybody, to another video. It is Thomas's Dasher Stories, and I am on my road to see how long it's going to take me to complete 500 deliveries, and that'll bring me up to 5,000 lifetime deliveries. Last week, I believe the week it was either the 4th or the 5th of October. That's when the week started, but that week started that I was at 4,500 lifetime deliveries exactly, and I want to see how long it's going to take me to get to 5,000 lifetime deliveries. And I'm going to update everybody on that journey and try to take y'all with me. Anyways, so here's an update, midweek update. It is Thursday, October the 14th. Sorry, all the days kind of blur together when you're out dashing a lot. And you know what? The thing is, I think I've been doing this all wrong. Have I been doing this all wrong? I'm pretty sure I've been doing this all wrong. Either it's a couple things. One, I've been doing this all wrong. Two, I'm just got lucky this week. Three, people are starting to realize in the town that I live in that DoorDash is a thing. And four, all three of those things combined, mixed together. All right, so anyways, backtrack, rewind a little bit. When I first was a DoorDash driver, when I first started being a DoorDash driver, I lived in West Oakland, California. Obviously, that's an area active on the map. I very well could have sat at my place in Oakland and dashed from home. Now, there's various reasons why I didn't dash in Oakland. From very minor reasons to the fact, minor to the sense of there is no parking in Oakland. I mean, I know San Francisco's 100 times worse, but Oakland's pretty bad for parking, especially West Oakland because it's pretty close to downtown Oakland, so parking's horrible down there. In fact, had I not lived in the places that I lived, basically the one place I lived at was an old illegal warehouse, and it had a big gated off area with a big parking area that those of us who had cars that lived there would pull our cars into. Same thing when we had moved across the street. We lived at an old tow yard that was all gated off and had a lot of space. And those of us that had cars, there was 6 of us living there. I think there's from at the times there could be anywhere from 2 to 3 of us that had cars. So we usually would be able to all fit our cars in the closed gated in area. And if we didn't have that, we would have been stuck on the street, lucky to find parking. So minor reasons from the fact that the roads are really bad in Oakland, there's no parking, traffic, etc., to major reasons to the fact that there's a lot of crime. There's a high crime rate. I lived out there for 7 years. And I will be the first to say it gets a bad rap. Everyone thinks automatically, oh, Oakland's such a horrible place. No, there's some really, nice parts of the city. There's, it's, you just, certain places you don't go after dark, certain places you don't go at any time of the day. And me just knowing that, I knew my area that I lived in. I knew I knew where I lived. I knew where the place was that I frequented the most, which was a place in Jack London Square. I knew where the liquor store was, and I knew the freeways to get out and about to other ways to go. Outside of that, I didn't know the town that much. I didn't know my way around it all that well. I knew the freeways, so I'm gonna run around and dash in an area that I'm not familiar with. They can very well end yourself in a situation where you shouldn't be in this area. Excuse me. Granted, that can happen anywhere. Yesterday, or not yesterday, but Monday, I was in Roseville. Not Roseville. Roseville's a city. I was in Roseland in Santa Rosa, California. And, just same thing. It's like this is an area I don't want to be in, like I don't want to be driving around Roseland. Luckily it was 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, okay, but if it was 5, 6, 7 o'clock and getting dark, I would have not been happy to been driving around Roseland. Anyways, after my little tangent about, the pros and the cons of the lovely town of Oakland and the Bay Area in general when it comes to, it's a great, beautiful area, but, there's a little bit of crime and parking's horrible in the Bay Area. Anyways, so I never dashed from home, even when I lived in Oakland. I knew Hayward really well. I knew the area of Hayward and that side really well. I knew Concord and Martinez and like the Walnut Creek area very well. So I would go out to those areas and dash. Sometimes I'd even go as far south as like Milpitas or San Jose. And also too, that was another thing with living in Oakland, living where we were with all these places, especially the last place, like to pull my car out over and over and over to go and do deliveries, I would have had to move this big heavy gate to pull out, just each and every time. It was just easier for me to just leave for a couple hours and explore the Bay Area, then come back to my place, come back to the hood. Anyways. So a series of events, not really a series of events, just a culmination of things, personal feelings, personal things on top of kind of the effect that COVID had on a lot of the aspects of my life in the Bay Area. I left Oakland. I left the Bay Area. All the people that I knew and associated with down there. If anyone of them come across any of my videos, hello, I'm sorry. I'm doing fine now. Trying to work on me, and maybe one day once I completely, maybe not completely, but at least like 95% work on the things, that I need to work on myself as a person, maybe we can cross paths again, and that person that you knew would be gone, but that person that that character might come back. I don't know. Anyways, I'm off on these tangents, getting lost on these tangents. So I left the Bay Area, came back up to my parents' place, and my parents do not live in an active dashing zone. I spent about 6, 7 months just busting my hump, commuting every day, commuting either to one town, and then the next day I'd alternate commute to the other town. Either each town was about an hour and a half drive, and I'd spend hours down there dashing, come back, because I'm at my parents' place. Like, I don't want to be laying up on the couch all day, eating junk food, doing nothing, playing video games, just being like, my stepdad would have not had that, I was already lucky that I was able to go back there and be like, hey, I need to come home till I can get a place of my own, it's just not working out for me down in the Bay. I was lucky I was able to even have that, and had I not been busting my hump that whole time, just getting up every single day, commuting and working, it would have caused a lot of tension, I feel, between me and my parents, especially my stepdad. So now we're all good because I busted my hump and got my own place. And now when I got my own place, I lived a lot closer to a market than I did being at my parents'. The closest market to me is about 45 minutes away, as opposed to an hour and a half when I was at my parents' place. And then when I moved in July, the area that I live in right now, it even said on the map, coming 8/19/2020, this area. And it shows the area on the map, and when I was looking at this place and looking to move in here, I looked up and seeing that the little blue dot is right in the area. I could dash from home. But I couldn't do it for a month because it wasn't active for a month. So for a month, I got into the mindset where I'm still commuting. I'm going out and I'm hitting the road, and I'm I was still alternating. One day I would go out the one way to where the closest market was. Hopefully I'd get some orders out there, but it's not a big market, and I would have to work my way down the 101. Some days I'd go out to Napa. About a month or so of that, I realized that going all the way out to Napa is not worth it at all, because at least going out the other way on the 101, I have one market, a medium-sized market I can hit 45 minutes from my house, and then 45 minutes from that market I have a really small market I can hit, and then about 20-30 minutes from that I have the big market where all the orders are, which is one of the areas that when I was busting my hump to save money and get my own place, that was one of the areas I worked. So I got into this routine of, man, I'm getting up in the morning, showering, heading out the door. Even after this area the area that I live in became an active dashing area, I still was just in that routine of getting up, heading out the door, hitting up that market 45 minutes away from me. Just never even considering to, you know, check out here. Every once in a while I would maybe turn the app on here and I'd get a couple orders here and there, but I never consistently did orders out here. I'm just like, it's just not going to be busy enough out here. I mean, there's the majority, it's mostly fast food, you know. There's a McDonald's in my town, a Burger King, a KFC, a Taco Bell, and a Jack in the Box, and there's a Subway. I've gotten deliveries from McDonald's, Jack in the Box, and Taco Bell, and then tonight, my last delivery tonight was Subway. So I unlocked a new restaurant in the town. I got a Subway, so that's 4 out of the 6 restaurants that I've gotten deliveries from in this market. I just figured it wouldn't be that busy out here. So for months, I've just been in that routine of leaving and driving and commuting and dashing and putting a lot of miles on my card. So much so that I putting so many miles on the one car that I'm still making payments on that I decided to go take a little bit of money, you know, I really work hard and try to save some money. I went and took a little bit of that and went and bought just a 2003 Buick Regal for $2,700 so I could alternate cars and try to keep the miles off of my my nice car that I'm still making payments on. I can just, you know, keep adding miles onto this old car. Just, you know, it's gonna die one day anyways. Might as well give it a good last run, you know, give it a good last run. So anyways, that's the backdrop. Here is 13 minutes in, is I just been doing a lot of commuting and driving when you mix commuting in with dashing. So this week I get up, Monday was a really long, I ended up all the way out in a place called Roanoke Park. Had to work my way back. I think I made like $99 that day. Still not bad, but I did a lot of driving that day. And I was in the Buick too, so that thing takes a lot of gas. Tuesday I got up, man, I just was not feeling it. I was dreading that 45-minute drive to the next town over. Man, I didn't get up and get going till about 8. Turned on the app. And long story short, actually I even made a video about it. That was my most recent video, is I hit my minimum goal and $10 over just staying at home. Or not staying, but staying at you know, in the town that I live in. And I get a delivery, you know, while I'm at the house. I leave, and then I get maybe 2 or 3 more deliveries while I'm out and about. And then I come back to my house, reset, you know, use the bathroom, wash my hands, you know, eat lunch, whatever I'm doing, work out, you know, do my workouts, turn the app on, you know, listen to YouTube videos, turn the app on, and, you know, like, and it worked on Tuesday. It worked. I hit my minimum goal. Now yesterday, I fell about $30 or so short of my minimum goal, because I did about $30 or so here. You know, when I stayed home for like about half the day. Then it got to be about 1:30 or so, and I'm like, I haven't really gotten anything yet, and I should go over to the next town. So I drove that 30-45 minutes over to the next town. By this point, it was about 2 o'clock, so I was in the Buick. We all know the story about the lights and my eyesight with the Buick, so I'm like, all right, I'm here at 2. I got 3 hours to see what happens. I'm going to stay here till about 5 and then start heading back. And I didn't do that great. I didn't do horrible, but I didn't do great either. And I wonder if I just would have been patient and stayed home, if I would have made more staying at home that time, as opposed to going over to the next town over. Now, granted, it was a good thing I went over to the next town, because one of my delivery drop-offs was a store that I've wanted to go into and visit for a long time. And I got the chance to do that yesterday because I was delivering there. I got the chance to go into the store, buy a few things, and it was good. Now that I'm all good, I can go there anytime and we're all good. So yeah, that was actually a good thing, even though I didn't make the greatest amount of money. In fact, I had right at 5 o'clock, right as I was about to hit the button to end my dash, because I knew it was going to get to be 5 and I needed to use a little bit of daylight left to drive home before it got dark. And I got saved by a $10 shop and deliver order that was going. I was in the Safeway parking lot too. I got a $10 shop and deliver order from the Safeway parking lot I was in, heading north out of town the way I had to go anyways, to go back home, which it really saved me. Had I not had that shop and deliver order, it would have been not a great trip over there. Actually, actually going to that store would have made it an good trip, but then the shop and deliver made it a great trip. So, because I got to go to that store finally, and hey, I made a few bucks. Like I said, I think I fell maybe $23 short of my goal yesterday, of my minimum goal. It is what it is. That's going to happen. But that brings me to today, to where same thing. I got up. I was not feeling that 45-minute drive to the next town. I shower. I get ready. I get dressed. I turn the app on. Getting ready, almost to the point where it's like, all right, I got to leave. I got to head out, I got to find that money. Boom, app goes off. Oh, I got an order. And then I just was able to keep that routine going and seeing, okay, if I don't get any, I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to come home and do this and see if I get any orders. Boom, I got an order. Cool. Get a few. And a lot of times today, I would get one order when I was leaving, and then I'd get a stack for the same restaurant, 'cause there's only a few in this town. And then I'd get another order after dropping it off. A lot of it's the high school. The high school is right down the street from my house, so it's like I can just drop, I've noticed that. I go, I don't know if I've just gotten lucky or if this is something I've been missing out on, and I've been doing this wrong the whole time. But from about 10:30 to 12:45, 1 o'clock, you'll get deliveries for the high school, and they just want you to bring them to the office. And that's all I got to do. It's really easy to pull into the school. You just walk into the office. I say hello to the Mr. Desk Man. Say, hey, how are you doing this morning? Or today it started early. I got my first delivery for the high school at like 10:30 or so, and then by 1 o'clock lunch is over, so you don't get any more deliveries out that way. So obviously Saturday and Sunday I can't rely on the high school, the kids ordering from the high school to, so I can't rely on that on Saturdays and Sundays. Definitely won't be happy come the fall and winter breaks. But that's where I'm wondering, hey, did I just get lucky this week, or have I been doing this wrong the whole time? Have I got to have a completely wrong mindset of, all right, I got to go out and find this instead of letting it come to me? Obviously, I am going to have to go out. Now, obviously, if I can have more days like this to where, I can stay in town and hit my minimum goal and maybe even a little more, which today I did. Today I made more than my minimum goal. Obviously, yesterday I didn't hit my minimum goal, but that's 3 days this week where I've hit my minimum goal, and we'll see what Saturday and Sunday brings. And if I have days like this where I can, obviously, I'm, for one, alternating between both of my cars. And if I'm staying in town, still driving a lot of miles because there's a lot of distance between, it's a small town, but that means a lot of stuff spread out. Like I'm 3-4 miles away from all the restaurants for the most part. So I got to go and drive to the center of town from where I'm at, swing a right, go through the main center part of town, hit the freeway, and then it's about a mile or so on the freeway to the main couple restaurants. And then even the Jack in the Box is like a mile or two more down the freeway. So far to what the freeway eventually, the Jack in the Box is where the freeway turns into a single lane highway, and then I got to drive back to the customers. Luckily, that's the cool thing about the high school. High school is a block or two from my house, so I just dip right back to my house after I'm done. So, like I said, I don't know if I just got lucky this week, or I don't know if I've been missing out on this the whole time. You know, I don't know if I've been doing this wrong, and I don't know if it's all of the above. Anyways, I am lifetime deliveries counter says that I am at 4623 lifetime deliveries. I ended last week with it saying I was at 4575, and on my counter on the earnings tab it said I did 76 deliveries. So I don't know, do that math. And then now I'm at 4623, and then on the earnings tab I checked and seen how many deliveries I've done for this week. It says I've done 47 deliveries for this week. So I won't be out dashing tomorrow. I got some family time I got to take care of and do, and a little bit of family day tomorrow. I know it's Friday. It's not really a prime day for a dasher to take a family day, but hey, all days end in Y, which means you can make money. There's got to be something better. All days end in Y, and so does money. So you can always make money on another day. There we go. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Socrates there. Anyways, this video went really, really long. I guess that's okay, though, because I didn't make a video yesterday, so where are we at? 23 minutes almost. So, yeah, chop that up. 11, 12, 11 for yesterday, 12 for today, and boom. I did a video for today and yesterday. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Like I said, I don't know if I've just gotten lucky. I don't know if I've been just being boneheaded this whole time. Anyways, this is Thomas's Dasher Stories. I'm on the road to 5,000 lifetime deliveries. I'm also on the road to figuring out the DoorDash matrix and figuring out what works for me. And as I figure out what works for me, I will share it with all of you. All right, thank you. Have a good night, good morning, good evening. I'll see you guys in the next video.